What is up, Steeler Nation? We are back for another great episode on the one and only The Sick Podcast, Steeler Crazy. And yes, in Steeler land, we are riding high. Went to Detroit and got the W. As always, it's Jay York Football alongside of me, mic'd up Sports One. And how about that game, man? That was a long. It felt like an eternity for that final.
Yeah, years off my life. I had no idea what was going on at the end of the game.
I don't think anyone did.
We jump on here and, we talk football. We watch football all the time, write about it, analyze it. And then I was not going to be the first one to pretend that I had any idea what the hell was going on in that game. I actually thought what was going to happen was there's going to be another untimed down because there was a penalty. Let alone, the game being over and the lateral actually counting as a touchdown prior to the penalty. It was an absolute mess, but they got the call right. The Steelers are victorious, and now looks like they're going to, win the AFC North, knock on wood, even though we just got some pretty big breaking news.
Yeah, and we'll jump into that. First, why don't you tell the fans so they can jump into something we have going on with DraftKings and put some money in your pocket this NFL season as well as any sport?
Yeah, it's DraftKings, man. They've been awesome to everybody out there all year, and there's still plenty of time to get in on the fun with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It makes every playoff moment feel bigger. DraftKings has your back. Early exit protection. If the player is in your eligible NFL prop bet, and if he goes down at any point in the first half, you still get paid in cash. So they'll reimburse you on that, which is just awesome. Not the injury, but the reimbursement, of course. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use our code 6sports. That's code 6sports. Turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
You guys get all that? Hey, we're excited to welcome on our next guest, preview the Browns game. But first, we're going to recap a little bit of what happened in Detroit. So, Jimmy, take it to the end zone.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy.
Aaron Smith shields. Flacco, Polamalu takes it home. Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh might be bound for that thanks to number 43.
The sickest Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of jump into it. I'll give my little take on it. And you can. Obviously, DK Metcalf had a little altercation with a fan at Detroit, blue-haired fella. I'm not really sure what was said. I'm sure that, that will come out or, hopefully they get to the bottom of this. But at the end of the day, it's just really disheartening to see something like that. Despite whatever he said, their fans, even if it was derogatory, I get it. We're all human at the end of the day, but you just really need to cool it. It's going to stink to have him not for 2 games. He's such an impactful player on the field. So me, it's just a head scratcher. I totally get it. I mean, people say stuff and try and get under these athletes' skin. I think it's not right at all. But at the same time, you just got to turn away and go back to the football field on that for me.
Yeah, I mean, you said it all. I really can't echo those sentiments anymore. They keep talking about if he said this, if he said that, the fan that is, you just can't be by the stands anyways, right? Yeah. Don't put yourself in that position. You do not go over to a crowd on the road. What good generally comes from that? So the suspension for me is understandable. I do hope ultimately he appeals and it's reduced to 1 game just because Lamar Jackson pushed a fan earlier this year in Buffalo and didn't get suspended. So there's a little bit of inconsistency there for me. And, I guess along the same lines of Lamar Jackson, the Steelers are playing for the division title in week 18. Hopefully DK does not that game, because that would be a critical.
I think the wildest thing from me that I took away from it, that it was like in the middle of the game. Like, it wasn't like, I get like if they're warming up and it's before the game, we've seen it happen before, the opposing teams fans get a little bit chippy, but just to see it like mid game was just like baffling to me. I honestly had to I was on, when it started popping up on Twitter and I rewatched the video, I'm like, is this AI? Because I didn't know what was going on, but it was definitely true. And, I love DK, one of the most talented wide receivers in the game. But, man, right there, you got to walk away, man.
Certainly. And before we bring in our awesome Browns analyst who we have hanging out on line one, I just want to get maybe a 1-minute summary of the game from you, JY. I am shocked that they won this game, and I'll give a couple of my bullet points and takes after you. But what are some resounding thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The offense, Aaron Rodgers looked like prime Aaron Rodgers, putting the ball on the money. MVS should have had that catch. I know he was kind of in the prone position laying out there, but that touched his fingertips. I'm sure he would have liked to have that one. I mean, that ball was just on the money. Offense was clicking. Jaylen Warren, I mean, breaking those big runs. The guy is just a boulder trying to tackle him. Love to see that. Kenneth Gainwell, again, like a steal. Give him a 5-year deal at this point. I know most people coming into this year were kind of like, this guy, coming over, is he going to be impactful? And he definitely proved everyone wrong there. And it's good to have that depth, especially, going in and trying to make a playoff run. For me, the defense definitely stepped up. It shows that they can win without TJ Watt, but it all comes back to this. At the end of the day, they go into this prevent defense and the lines are just driving down the field. I mean, at the end of the day, the defense was gassed. You could just see it. For me, if they're going to make a championship run, and I say that lightly, if they're going to make a playoff run, the defense for me still needs to step up. And it's always that fourth quarter for me where I'm kind of like, here we go. The defense is going to do what they do. And they did. They played a decent game. But at the end of the day, we had injuries, but it's always next man up mentality. Sawyer really had, stepped up big time. I really liked what I saw from him. But overall, at the end, it was just a debacle. And it continues to be that way until I can see it consistent on the field. That's my biggest question mark. But the offense, man, Aaron Rodgers, and I'll be honest, I was like, I didn't want the Steelers to sign Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the season. Now I'm like, this dude can play 3 more years as long as, he's not taking any big hits. So his football IQ shows. Sometimes I think when he does retire, he probably won't, but I think he could be an excellent coach because X and O's, that guy is a genius.
Yeah, the Steelers' last loss was that ass kicking they suffered at home to the Bills, where the Fire Tomlin chants began, and then they win 3 straight, 2 on the road in impressive fashion. And it's a good transition because there's a team that almost beat the Bills this Sunday. Should have beat the Bills. Really, I mean, I watched most of that game. I think Cleveland defense thoroughly outplayed Buffalo. Was the best unit on the field for me all game. But let's bring in someone obviously that we've been following for a little while. If we're Steelers guys and we still know about this guy's content, it must be pretty darn good. You can find him on Twitter at @BrownsCentral_. This is Noah Schaefer. Noah, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, man. First of all, I want to talk about that Buffalo game. I mean, this is a team that people are already kind of penciling in a potential Steelers-Bills rematch in the 4-5 AFC, wild card round if that does manifest. The Bills are so hot and cold, man. As a fan, obviously, of the Browns, what did you see from the Bills that maybe shouldn't scare a team like the Steelers?
I mean, Josh Allen just kind of got very disrupted when he played the Browns. He looked very uncomfortable. We were forcing him out of the pocket, and I mean, he's fantastic at making those throws out of the pocket, but he just didn't really seem to settle in. And there were some times where he caught us off guard, play action, that type of stuff, misdirection, everything. That's something that this defense has kind of struggled with for the past year or two. But it's very exploitable. And with the way that the Steelers have been playing, I think that's something that they're going to take advantage of.
No, I want to get into your guys' quarterback situation. Obviously, a lot of curiosity in the Berg. First time the Steelers played you, they got Dylan Gabriel, and they got the best of Dylan Gabriel. Since then, it's been a lot of Shadur, and I know that you've seen a lot of highs and lows. One, do you anticipate Shadur starting? I know he went down late. I know he had some pinky issues, or I can't remember. Was it maybe a head injury? One, is he going to play? And two, do you think he should be the guy right now over Gabriel to get these reps?
Yes, he is going to play.
Okay.
That pinky issue looked pretty severe. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was the fingernail that got ripped off or like just a chunk of his skin. I don't know what it was, but that seemed pretty nasty. But he fought through it. I think he is the guy over Gabriel right now. With the interceptions that Sanders has had, they have been some bad throws, but a lot of them have been tipped balls. And the one to Jerry Jeudy against Chicago, it's right here. And then it just goes right into Jalen Johnson's hands. Nothing you can really do about it. Had one to Quinshawn Judkins where it was kind of thrown behind him. It was a bullet pass. Very, very hard throw, but that's still something that you probably have to catch. And then another tip ball. And it's just a lot of that type of things that draws his numbers down, but his reads have been really good. And the one thing that I was kind of down on him in the draft process was his processing and how he maneuvers the pocket, holds the ball way too long. And there are times where he does that still, but he's, been really mobile and he's able to maneuver out of the pocket. With how bad this offensive line has been, that's something that we need. And Dylan Gabriel, he's kind of limited in that aspect. He tries, but just kind of runs into guys. So with Sanders' improvement, I think this is something that we can build on for at least a year, see what we have, get him some weapons, protection, and then kind of go on from there.
Oh, so you think he can be the guy, not just the guy today?
The guy, I don't know. I think, I don't want to say bridge, but you can kind of give him, with our high draft picks, give him a receiver, give him some more offensive line help, see what we can do in free agency, because we are losing our entire offensive line if Joel Bitonio retires. Yeah. So what we can do with that protection and at the tackle situation is going to be huge. I think if he can build on what he has already done, then we can look at 2-3 years down the line. I'm really hoping that's the case because I'm kind of tired of looking at these, free agents and 40-year-old guys that are taking over my offense. But I think he has the tools to do it.
All right, before I kick it to Jordan, one thing you're not tired of, and I know it's at this point probably the most exciting, thing on the field for you guys to watch. No offense, but it's Myles Garrett, and it is very exciting. Let's keep it real. I mean, this guy's a half sack away from breaking the NFL record, and has a chance to do that, of course, against the Pittsburgh Steelers and arch nemesis this Sunday. I guess my question is, do you think he gets it? One. And two, is there this concept that maybe are floating around Cleveland that you think if he gets close to the quarterback at this point in either game, they're just going to drag him down the line so he doesn't break the record?
I did see that, they were telling the Steelers players, hey, take the penalty. And you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But I think he does get it. Pittsburgh has... he owned Dan Moore when Dan Moore was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say it's this week, but it would be really poetic to go do it in Cincy against his son, Joe Burrow, and just kind of celebrate right there in the last game of the season. So as much as I would like to do it at home against you guys have been very smart. And I think with how quickly Rodgers gets the ball out, it's going to be really tough. I mean, this is the most fun I've had watching a player in a very long time. So I think that goes for everybody in Cleveland. We really hope he gets it. If it's going to be against a division rival, even better.
Yeah. So kind of on that same page, I always like getting this because, it's AFC North football. You could throw the records out of the window. But first, before I get into that, I want to kind of talk about your coach, Kevin Stefanski. What are the vibes around there? Are you guys, thinking about moving forward with him in the future? And kind of what is the morale over there in Cleveland right now?
Well, Jimmy Haslam last year said we can't have another season like we just had. Won 2 games.
Yeah.
We have 3 wins. what do you
So
do if you're Jimmy
technically,
Haslam?
not the same.
Yeah.
Hey, improvement. I think it's at the point where you kind of have to move on. He's held on to those 2 Coach of the Year titles for
Yeah.
a long time. That doesn't get you a lot of places. So I think he moves on. Andrew Berry is the one thing where it's going to be interesting, because if they do, get a new coach, would they
Mhm.
want to bring, have a say in the GM, or does he stay? Could he even get promoted to Paul DePodesta's role, who went back into baseball, and then you can have a new GM and head coach? I don't know,
Yeah.
but from a fan base perspective, I think we are kind of ready for Kevin to go. The offense has just been really predictable, and there doesn't seem to be much growth, no halftime adjustments. And if the plan has been to tank for the last 2 years, okay. But at some point, you have to have a guy who is willing to step up and develop what you have with this team. And I don't think he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, here's another question that I'd like to ask you, because you're kind of insightful with the Browns. Not kind of, but very insightful. Do you think Deshaun Watson will ever play again for the Cleveland Browns? I know I think what they said, that is he activated, or did they say, I didn't know. I seen something.
They opened his practice window. He has to be
That's what it
activated by
was.
tomorrow, or else he can't play for the rest of the season. So I don't think he's going to play again. I mean, Jimmy Haslam said it was a mistake. He got booed.
That's an expensive mistake.
A very expensive mistake, and cost you 3 years. When a guy gets cheered when he tears his Achilles,
Yeah.
what does that say? I was at that game. That was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever, been to. How are you going to do that to a player?
Yeah.
I know what he's done, but he just came off of a season-ending
Yeah.
injury, has to go through another one, all this stuff. That's awful. But
Yeah.
the product has just not paid off. The trade has not paid off. We are in a lot of debt.
Yeah. Well, what
Going
was so
forward.
confusing is, before, you guys signed Kenny Pickett, and I'm like, oh, maybe they're going to go into the season with Kenny Pickett, then Dylan Gabriel, and now Shador. And it's like, there's just no consistency there. And I'll be honest, I would love for the Browns to be, at least mediocre, because I think it's a great rivalry with Pittsburgh. 2 hours down the turnpike. Me and Mike made that drive plenty of times. That's why Baltimore, I want everyone in the AFC North, to play well. It just makes for good football, and respect all the rivalries. But for me, Cleveland, man, it's just a head scratcher with that whole franchise. I almost, have empathy for you, because it's insane, what you guys been going through over there. But hopefully, the rivalry at the end of the day, like I said, at the beginning, I think that you can throw the records. I know that the Browns want to beat the Steelers. This is like, their Super Bowl per se. They'd probably love to knock them out. Now, I don't know, kind of the Steelers, the only meaningful game left is the Ravens game, but you always want to beat the Browns, and the Browns always want to beat the Steelers. So with that being said, we'll get you out of here in a few. What's your prediction?
Nah, that's a tough question.
And some keys.
We'll
Give us
go.
some keys to the game too. What are some keys as well for the Browns?
Keys for the game is going to be, don't get fooled. Like, Aaron Rodgers knows how to command that offense now, and even though you guys probably are not going to have DK, you guys have some very speedy receivers. Kenneth Gainwell, I mean, made a miraculous catch. You have to worry about him as a rusher and a pass catcher. That's going to be tough. You guys have a million tight ends. That's going to be an issue. MBS, all these guys. The one thing that like I said earlier, the Browns have struggled with is the play actions and the misdirections. And like, outside of Myles Garrett, you have Isaiah McGuire, who has not been great at reading those type of plays on the edge, and linebacker room is just in shambles right now. So the one thing is just going to be keep your eyes on Rodgers. Don't get caught up in the, BS, and stay true to who you are. I think score wise, 24-14, I guess, Steelers. I'd honestly be shocked if we even put up 14. Losing Quinshad Judkins is a huge blow. We're running a practice squad running back right now, and an undrafted free agent. So run game is going to be weak. Pass game hasn't been going all year. It's just going to be a really rough game. But in Cleveland, with Myles chasing the sack record, I think that we can at least.
There's a little juice there, definitely.
Yeah, let's hope.
It's not the first time there's been juice in Cleveland for you guys. I mean, the last couple of years we said, you know what? It's DTR. Steelers should be able to get this done. No problem.
Yeah.
And, it's Jameis Winston, he's fun, but the Steelers should be able to get this done. No problem. So it goes to show, like Jordan said earlier, you really can throw the records out the window when the Steelers go to Cleveland, at the least, man. So we look forward to it. We appreciate you jumping on with us, spending some time, man. What do you got coming up? Plug yourself. What are all the good things? I know you got a lot going on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I got a group chat over on Chat BCC that I've been running. That's a great place to go get giveaways, jerseys, and just kind of connect with any Browns football fans that you may like. We're gonna get some special guests in there coming up soon in the off season. Gonna do some draft profiles and probably going down to the Senior Bowl, maybe even the Combine. We're gonna see big stuff coming.
Hey, well, that's awesome. How did you get into this? Did this like just become a hobby and it kind of just like took off for you, or you've always been a Browns fan, football fan in general?
I've always been a Browns fan. My parents had season tickets when they first got married, so I kind of got roped into it. My dad told me at a young age, if you want to quit, you can pick anywhere but Pittsburgh. And
Yes, that makes sense.
Decided to
We
stick with
take
the
it as a
Browns.
compliment. That's
Yeah.
flattering.
See, that's good.
Seriously.
So yeah, I started my social media one day and I'm like, I need somewhere to rant about this team. This is just
Mhm.
kind of ridiculous. I'd listen to the radio, listen to podcasts, whatever it may be, just pick information everywhere and be like, hey, this is kind of weird. We shouldn't be doing this. This is how all that type of thing. And it grew into an amazing community and I could do stuff like this, and chat with a bunch of different football guys and, have a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. Well, hey, best of luck. May the best AFC North foes on Sunday, friends forever, man. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, take it easy.
You too.
Wow, foes Sunday, friends forever. That needs to be like a Hallmark card.
Put it on a T-shirt.
That hit me in my feels a little bit.
Is the season. I mean, because I think like that's what's so fun for me personally, and I know you really enjoy these episodes, is to get a different perspective. At the end of the day, like, yeah, do I hate the Browns? Absolutely, but I still respect the love for football and how he said what he said, and at the end of the day, it's the same thing. I mean, we were born and bred Pittsburgh Steelers. We grew up skipping school, watching Super Bowl XL, drinking Mountain Dew until 2 a.m. and now we get to talk about it and have some fun, and it's great all around. The football community is awesome. So we're really fortunate to do this. And thank you guys, everyone that engages with us. It's December football, man. This is where it all matters. So it's going to be interesting, but I think that the Steelers, do you think, what do you think? Do you think they're going to rest? How this game for me, it's hard to give a prediction because
on Saturday night, I mean, I think the Packers are going to beat the Ravens. And if that's the case, the Steelers have nothing to play for. And if you have nothing to play for, I don't risk injury for my best players. However,
and Mason Rudolph can still probably beat the Browns.
Throw Will Howard in there. If Myles Garrett breaks the sack record against Will Howard, whatever. But, I personally prefer the risk of rest over the risk of injury. That's just how I feel about that. But at the same time, I understand the perspective of like, hey, 3 weeks before you play meaningful football again, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's also a blessing in disguise, right? Like if I told them a handful of weeks ago, hey, you can get 2 weeks off before the start of the playoffs. Ooh, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, I think Tomlin will prep them for the week like it's a normal game, maybe get them out there in warm-ups like it's a normal game, and then they don't need to take any steps.
Or even, I hate to say this, like it's like to preseason, but even like a few series just kind of to get that fresh, and then get them the heck out of there. But at the end of the day, a lot can happen in 2 series, and I really wouldn't want to risk that. But I'm gonna go
like a couple quick passes, bro. Like a couple boom screen, boom wide receiver out, boom handoff. Like
I feel like this is gonna be one of those games where the Steelers win, but it's gonna be like 20 to 10 or something like that. I just don't see the Browns offense putting up a lot of points, even if it is some of the Steelers backups, like he alluded to. They have a practice squad running back, a lot of banged up players.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 20-10 Steelers, no matter who's starting. I just think that at the end of the day, I mean, it is in Cleveland and little juice with Myles Garrett going for the sack record, but I still think the Steelers come out on top, and who knows? I guess we'll find out kind of more on Saturday how it plays out.
About dead on. I'll make the prediction as if the Steelers starters were playing, and as if say the Ravens game didn't even happen. But I'm along the same lines as you are. I'll go 20-13 Steelers, extra 3 points for the Browns. The spread is 4.5 right now. So Vegas has it around a 21-17 game, which it's
use our code DraftKings
Six
6Sports.
Sports.
Send it.
Tough. Bro, it's tough to win in the NFL on the road. Browns almost just beat Buffalo at home. Weird things happen, but the Steelers need to take care of business. If the Ravens beat the Packers on Saturday and it comes down to the Steelers beating the Browns for an AFC North title and they lose that game, that's a really bad look heading into that final week against the Ravens.
I agree. Well, there you have it. Hey, it's been another great episode. If we don't see you guys, whatever you're celebrating, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And we will see you guys next week. It's been a blast. As always, Jay York Football, Mic'd Up Sports One, the Sick Podcast, Steeler Crazy. Thank you, Jimmy, for everything that you do, and the Sick team for holding us down. Until next time, hit that subscribe button. Check our socials. We'll see you guys soon. Jimmy, close the curtain.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.